GE Aerospace. So when you see this symbol, you might think back to 30 Rock and Jack and Tina Fey and all those stars on that show. And Jack was always talking about heading the GE microwave division. Well, they've spun that off because this is GE Aerospace, Pete, with the symbol GE and shares falling. And yes, we had unusual activity in this one as well. So they came out with earnings and the stock was 192.65 just a couple days ago. Well, yesterday it closed at 194.23, but look at where it traded down to. Now it bounced a little from that horrible sell-off, but if you had those puts that we were talking about, folks, you are a very happy camper, and or you protected your big investment in GE Aerospace.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. That's a huge win, John. You've got to like it no matter which side it was. If it was an insurance policy that you're buying there with those puts, or if you just were out there able to be naked buying those puts and getting this big, huge move to the downside. Unbelievable. Stock's gotten hit, as you said. Volumes are incredibly strong. John, one of the things that's really interesting about this is they talked about the decline in LEAP engines, and those are those fuel-efficient turbofans and so forth. That's down about 10%. That's one of the issues that really does stand out to me of why GE Aerospace is getting punched in the face today. I don't think you need to chase after this one, John. I think it's one of those where you can coast along, keep an eye on this thing. Obviously, those puts were right. People are going to close those out. They're going to fix all that up. But we got to see what kind of options give us in the future, because right now this is a stock that's definitely struggling, I would say, especially with their revenue and everything else where they've missed here and there and everywhere. I'd stay away from this one, at least for right now.
Yeah, and folks, you know that Rolls-Royce, Pratt & Whitney, and GE Aerospace are the three big engine manufacturers, and all of them have to be hurting at least a little, Pete, from the problems over at Boeing. Enough said about that, I guess. All right. Some problems also, Pete, perhaps at Verizon. They had mixed third quarter results. Earnings beat, but the stock dipped, basically falling pretty nastily. They said they added 239,000 wireless phone counts, subscribers, if you will. That topped the estimate of 218,000. But there were some other parts of this earnings report that weren't so great, Pete. And for that reason, Verizon under pressure, along with the broad market today.
And one of those areas that you were just referring to, John, is that wireless equipment sales. That was not a good number. And so you're always trying to pull apart, all right, where was the weak spot? Are we concerned about that? I would be a little bit concerned about that. Although, you know, some of those numbers of ads that they're talking about, John, those are pretty strong. They were looking for 218,000. They got 239,000. So that's a pretty decent beat. I'd go back and forth and say, you know what? Maybe where it is right now isn't such a bad entry point if you're interested in Verizon. You do get that yield. I don't ever buy anything for the yield, but if that's a bonus on top, then I'm okay with it. They got about a 6% yield. I think that sounds pretty good when you're looking at this stock. They're hitting it, John, but I think when you look at the 33 to 45 as far as the range, the 52-week range, it's still sitting right around 41, 42. I think that's an opportunity. This is a stock that, under the right circumstances, if things can pick up a little bit, I think goes right back up and tests that $45 high.
All right. Well, so there you have a little bit of insight from Pete about waiting and being patient, but also maybe another assault on that high.